Hey, what's going on YouTube? James from J Kramer Fitness Protein Review Guy. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at Gaspari's Nutrition MyoFusion Protein. And you may be wondering, is this thing any good? Well, side story here, back in college, I used to think Gaspari Nutrition was the real deal. I'm talking full send on the entire lineup. I would use Proven Whey, Nanoject, and the now infamous Super Pump 250. If you don't know, the street name was Super Dump. Trust me, if you hit B-dubs the night before and you're walking into a squat day, you're not. You're walking into a crime scene in the bathroom. And it's the kind of perfect metaphor where Gaspari Nutrition is today. Once known as, in my opinion, the hype king of the supplement world, now it's the guy still wearing his old contest tan and talking about when Whey was Whey. Don't get me wrong, MyoFusion Protein tastes phenomenal. It's that thick, creamy milkshake style in the shake that hits the nostalgia right in the macros. Peel back the label and you'll find no third-party testing, no full amino acid profile. There is, but it's kind of questionable. Is Gaspari good? Flavor-wise, absolutely. Transparency, not a chance. For casual lifters, it's a fun throwback. For athletes who care about verified protein quality, this thing is a no-go. Here's where things get dicey. Gaspari Nutrition loves to say third-party tested. You'll see it plastered across their marketing and AI chat responses. But when I ask for proof, like a real COA or informed choice documentation, I get a copy, paste, reply straight from ChatGPT's evil twin. All our products are from the USA. All our products are third-party tested. And that's where the trail ends. No COA, no lab, no link, nothing. So, to answer it bluntly, no, there's no verifiable third-party testing for Gaspari, MyoFusion, or any of their current proteins. No heavy metals report, no amino verification, no informed protein badge. If you're wondering if this thing has a Prop 65 warning, yes, to a certain degree. Gaspari Nutrition has previously faced Prop 65 complaints in California related to lead contamination in older products, including the MyoFusion Probiotic series, Real Mass Probiotic series, as well as the Super Pump Max. These actions were filed in 2013 and led to certain products being reformulated or discontinued. It's important to note that the current MyoFusion Advanced Protein available today does not have that Prop 65 warning on its packaging. Now, if you're wondering if this thing is amino spiked, this is where we're in the danger zone. Based on label math, MyoFusion looks very likely to be amino spiked. Here's why. The amino acid totals are in whole numbers. The BCAA content doesn't line up with verified isolates like AGN Roots, and the typical natural and artificial flavors on the ingredient list is labeled second. The classic amino padded loophole under 21 CFR 101.2. Gaspari claims no amino spiking guaranteed, but without independent data, that's like marketing poetry. So until they post a verified amino profile, MyoFusion isn't a transparent protein, it's a trust exercise. Let's go ahead and put this baby against other heavy hitters in the protein market. AGN Roots, my go-to suggestion. Optimum Nutrition's Gold Standard Whey. Dymatize Elite 100 Whey, 100% Whey, and then of course finally BSN Synthesis. When you line up Gaspari MyoFusion against AGN Roots grass-fed whey isolate, it's like comparing a sports car with a shiny paint job to a race engine that actually wins championships. Both deliver 25 grams of protein per scoop, but that's where the similarities end. MyoFusion pushes flavor first, creamy texture, thick shake, and that milkshake-like feel Gaspari built its name on. But under the hood, 66 protein yield, rounded amino numbers, and no third-party verification. You're trusting the label, not the lab. It's the control group in almost all my protein comparisons I've done. Single ingredient grass-fed whey isolate sourced from Irish dairy and verified through informed proteins, sport, and of course the independent lab testing. Hits at 12.2% leucine ratio, which is about as good as it gets in the protein world. Of course, looking at the calories, 110 calories per serving. Now, if you're chasing flavor and a thick post-workout shake, this thing totally delivers, in my opinion, both on taste and texture. But if you want the cleanest protein, verified purity, and lab-backed amino accuracy, AGN Roots wipes the floor. This one battles old school legacy and label illusion. Gaspari MyoFusion gives you a dense, creamy 25-gram scoop that tastes like a dessert shake. Looking at Optimum Nutrition's gold standard whey has been the long-standing industry default for reliability. Of course, you get the Informed Choice certification. All that means it's banned for banned substances, not for protein accuracy, and that's the important distinction. After the 2025 reformulation, natural and artificial flavors jumped to second on Optimum Nutrition's gold standard ingredient list, right where MyoFusion keeps their natural and artificial ingredients. So where do they stand? MyoFusion wins based off of flavor, in my opinion, because it's more dessert style taste. Optimum Nutrition gold standard keeps a slightly leaner macro profile, but no longer the transparency edge it once had before. On paper, Gaspari, MyoFusion, and Dymatize Elite 100% Whey look nearly identical. Same protein yield, similar leucine levels, and close calorie counts. But once you peel back the label, the difference is night and day. MyoFusion leans heavy on the flavor system. However, the label claims 25 grams of protein, 6.3 grams of BCAAs with no COA. Dymatize Elite 100% Whey, meanwhile, is what MyoFusion pretends to be. Clean, transparent blend that actually publishes an authentic amino acid profile. However, it's not third-party verified. The label openly discusses the flavor makeup of less than 2% of the total formula, providing a little bit more transparency. MyoFusion wins for the milkshake-like texture and flavor. Dymatize wins for transparency, label integrity, and trust. One here, this one's a texture showdown. Both Gaspari MyoFusion and BSN Synthesis are blended proteins built for taste, not for textbook purity. MyoFusion is the faster digesting protein option here, 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs, and a leaner 150 calories per scoop. Designated to hit that post-workout window without sitting heavy. Looking at Synthesis, it takes a different approach, slower digestion, richer flavor feel, and a full 15 grams of carbs with 6 grams of fiber, making it more of a meal replacement shake. Texture is denser, the flavor is sweeter, and that extra fiber means it stays in your stomach longer. Perfect for midday craving. Both rely on marketing more than measured data, but at least Gaspari gives you a ballpark number what you should be aiming for post-workout. This thing wins on speed and lighter macros. However, for flavor, satiety, if you're trying to cut, Synthesis dominates the category. Neither is Elite for purity. Both are flavor first blend. Scrolling through Amazon, and the verdict on Gaspari MyoFusion Advanced Protein is consistent. 4.4 out of 5 stars from more than 650 verified reviews. It's a crowded field of whey blends. This one just still has loyal fans and just as many critics. 5-star crew, they don't hold back. This is a quality protein that tastes delicious, and with all the proteins, it's hard to mix properly when not using a shaker or blender cup, but is great filling thick shake when done properly. Price not bad for the quality. Another individual shared they love the protein for its rich taste, and Nutrition Facts have been drinking it for years. And there's the 1-star club, and they are brutal. First person shares, I repeat, confetti birthday cake is disgusting. Do not trust her. She is a fugly shake. Clear, low quality whey protein concentrate. Banana cream. Unpleasant odor, granule versus powdery, unpleasant aftertaste, only just bearable. All right, we're at that part in the review where we're discussing the good and the bad. Always starting off what makes this thing good. Pros: exceptional flavor and texture. MyoFusion absolutely nails the milkshake experience. Strong mixability, in my opinion, whether shaken or blended, makes it smooth and minimal residue, and a standout for multi-blend proteins. And of course, you have to factor in the affordable and accessibility. At under $40 a tub and frequent Amazon availability, it's one of the more approachable options for casual users who prioritize flavor and convenience. Now here are the cons. As always, no third-party testing or COA, zero public verification for public accuracy, heavy metals, or amino profiles. You're just trusting the label, not independent data. Looking at the protein yield, 66% protein per serving is very low. And then finally, transparency and sourcing. Made in the USA for domestic and international ingredients tells you nothing about the origin or quality of the whey. In an era where top competitors disclose everything, Gaspari plays like a budget value purchase. According to the ISSN research, triggering muscle protein synthesis requires around 25 grams of complete protein containing 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per serving. On paper, MyoFusion hits that threshold with 25 grams of protein and 2.7 grams of leucine per serving. Here's the problem. There's no third-party testing confirming the actual amino profile. Without that data, it's impossible to say with certainty that one scoop truly delivers what is claimed on the label. If you still want to use this thing post-workout, I always encourage users to pair it with a high-protein skim milk. All right. We got through all that stuff, so we're gonna go ahead and build ourselves a MyoFusion shake. We have Hun, Banana Boy, going in. Let's go ahead, lock her up. Shake mixability, thing comes out fantastic, and then looking underneath the pour spout, it is fantastic as well. Banana cream MyoFusion review. Cheers. So first off, you can taste that the banana flavor is artificial. However, does it do enough to remind me that I'm drinking a banana? Yes. I think the body of a MyoFusion shake isn't a full-on synthesis, but you still get that characteristic of a light milkshake. There's no weird aftertaste. You do get reminded of an artificial like banana taste. I think this is a good one-off novelty flavor. If I did get bored with all the other MyoFusion flavors, I think it's worth a try. It's very serviceable. However, compared to other branded protein powders that advertise banana and supplements chocolate peanut butter, I think that's probably the best tasting banana protein powder that I have had to date. But this one here, based on value, I think this is a good purchase for just flavor alone. So who is MyoFusion really for? If you're a flavor first lifter, a casual gym goer, or someone who wants a thick, light milkshake style shake after training, this is one in your should be in your wheelhouse. But if you're a data driven athlete or anyone who actually checks amino breakdowns with transparency and certifications, this isn't the scoop you've been wanting in your gym bag. Now we're doing a cross comparison to the other brands. Against this, AGN Roots stands out for its purity benchmark, single ingredient, third-party verified, and transparent to the decimal. On gold standard Whey remains the brand recognition king, but its new formula reformulation shows the same flavor creep problem that hits Gaspari, natural and artificial flavors listed second. Dymatize Elite is the smart, more trustworthy middle ground pick. And then finally, BSN Synthesis, in my opinion, is the dessert level flavor and fullness, making it the clear pick for a true meal replacement style protein powder. Now, MyoFusion by contrast sets dead center in the taste great, tells you nothing category. It's enjoyable, mixes flawlessly, and hits nostalgia for anyone who's lived through the mid to early 2010 supplement boom. But under the lid, it's 66 protein per serving, 0 third-party testing, and the rounded amino data that screams marketing first, transparency last. So what does this thing earn for a final score? 22 out of 50, 44%. It's a tough recommendation. It earned the rating because it prioritizes flavor and price over proof and quality. Still, for under $40 when I did review this, it's not a total waste. It's just more of a budget-friendly option. It's just not for athletes who demand data. Just don't expect it to hold up under the microscope. Now, if you really want the data, the FDA codes, and amino math behind this review for MyoFusion, the stuff that YouTube doesn't want you to sit through, go to jkramerfitness.com. That's where all the real label breakdowns live, no influencer or copy paste. Now, as always, thanks for watching. Now, go make it a great day.